Hello, everyone. I'm Hugo Garcia-Cotte, the CEO and co-founder of SciFim. We are a counterfeit detection technology. So I have a couple of things to say about a taboo topic in China, which is counterfeits. But counterfeits is the #1 problem for Chinese consumers when they are buying online. So, yeah. So counterfeits is the #1 issue for Chinese consumers when they are buying online. They do not know what they're buying. So it is a fear that you have to cope with, and you have to find a way to reassure them. And that's why I'll have a talk about the different algorithmic approaches to solve counterfeits. So, artificial intelligence and counterfeits. Because actually, artificial intelligence have a long history of fighting counterfeits. It's not well known, but it's a fact. So, counterfeits is a well-known problem, but not well understood problem. Let's say right now, you go on Amazon and you buy a 68 euro Apple charger in Amazon France. When you receive it at home, how do you know what you just bought? If it's genuine or if it's fake? How would you know?
I would just check the packaging. I would compare it with previously bought in-store.
Well, the packaging looks okay. It's kind of a bit different, but it's a different model, so why not? You know, and we all kind of trust Amazon, right? Right? Well, we really, really shouldn't. 90% of Apple chargers on Amazon France, Amazon US are actually counterfeits. 90%, even those sold by Amazon themselves. I'm not even talking about Taobao or Tmall. So a question I love to ask is, who cares? Because after all, you know, we could argue that counterfeits is free publicity, kind of, and consumers, anyway, are willing to buy counterfeits. Well, how is that? This is just not true. How is that for free publicity? When you buy your charger, you plug it into your Mac, and boom, it burns. Is that good publicity? When you are selling cosmetics, and your consumers, they have like rashes on their skin, is that the kind of publicity you're looking for? Do you really think people buying counterfeit milk powder for their child are willing to do so? Can you really imagine people buying counterfeit liquor, which is usually done with medical liquor? Are they really willing to buy? I don't think so. And I'm not even talking about medicine, which nowadays, counterfeit medicine kill more than malaria each year. That's how big the counterfeit problem have become. So yes, counterfeit matters. It's a matter of trust for your users. It's a matter of consumer safety. And it's a massive loss of $600 billion a year for the brands. So why I talk about counterfeit now is because 2015, 2016, there have been a new wave of counterfeits. Counterfeits have increased by 50%. And now they have diversified. It's not just the top brands anymore. It's anybody and on much more geographies than before. So why do we all have the feeling that... I'll put it back if you want to take a picture. Why do we all have the feeling that counterfeit is not an actual problem? Because in Europe and in the US, it is not. In Europe, we do not have to fear buying fake products. We do not know fake products. Well, in China, it is not the case. In China, counterfeits is a major threat. It is the #1 problem for your consumers. It is the #1 fear, so that's what you should aim at solving. So let me give you an example. What happens if you don't care about counterfeits and you let counterfeiters alone? I'm actually sorry for the liquor guys I met yesterday, but in China, the customs cannot help you protect your brand because the counterfeits are produced inside China, mostly. So the customs cannot help you filter them. The police cannot help. Well, they could, but they don't. And you cannot possibly close all shops by yourself. So if you don't do anything, and if you do not have a sound anti-counterfeit strategy, here's what's going to happen. Let's say you buy liquors. Well, in bars, today, 90% of liquors are counterfeit in Chinese bars. If you go to China, never, ever drink liquors in a bar. You will get very sick the other day. Trust me. If you buy in a liquor store, 80% are fake. And if you do not do anything, and if you do not fight counterfeits, even some of your own employees in your own stores will steal real product, put fake product instead. And you'll have a percentage of fake in your own shops. So what will happen? Consumers will get used to drinking the fake stuff. They will say, oh, this brand gives headaches, it's toxic, and these brands taste bad. So all your efforts and all the quality, these hundreds of years of quality, will just go to naught because the consumers will not know your true brand. So it is really key in China. You need a strategy. If you are entering the Chinese market, the sooner the better. If you have to take one thing from my speech, please, if you want to enter China, you have to have an anti-counterfeit strategy. When the problem is too big, it's never too late, but it's much, much harder to solve. So, how to fight fakes? Because you cannot possibly close down all those shops. Just go on Taobao, type any name of any brands, you'll see an ocean of fake shops selling it. And you cannot just close all of them by yourself. It will take a year for each shop and then open a week later. So the only strategy which have proven to be efficient is to enable people to detect fake. When I say people, I mean wholesalers, small shop owners, end users. If people are not willing to buy fakes, if they can detect if their product are fake, they just won't buy it. They will return it. The shop will close by itself. And that's the only technique which have been proven to be efficient in the Chinese region. So why do I talk about AI today? Actually, AI versus counterfeits is a long story. It's not well known, but it's a long story. So what is an AI? An AI is a machine, a self-learning device, so it could be an algorithm, that is self-learning, and that based on perception will take a decision. So fighting counterfeits is pretty much like chess. You make a move, counterfeiters make a move. You have to counter the counterfeiters' move, and so on and so forth. That's why in computer science, when you have a very hard problem to solve and self-evolving problem, you will have to leverage tools such as artificial intelligence. So what happens if you try to fight counterfeits without smart programs? Let's say you use a conventional non-AI solution, a hologram. Well, counterfeiters will just counterfeit your hologram by the machine, and that's it, done. There have been lots of attempts of artificial intelligence to fight counterfeits, and here I will make a list of few of them. The earliest attempt is one-time QR code or RFIDs. It's almost not what you could call an AI. It's a very simple program. You have a QR code on all of your products, which is different. After you buy, you scratch that QR code, and you can scan it one time. So you scan it the first time, it will say it's genuine. The second time, it's fake. Third time, it's fake. Because it means the QR code have been duplicated, and someone else, somewhere else, detected it. So what the counterfeiter did to fight that, they just made fake QR codes, dummy QR codes. Since you can only check it after you buy, okay, you check, it says it's fake. Too bad, you've already bought it. Your shop owner have already bought it, your wholesaler have already bought it. So there was an evolution of that, but I'll skip because we're short in time. And now we've reached space-time sensitive artificial intelligence. So when you scan the unique product QR code, It will check the position and the time. And based on those data, it will say, all right, if you scanned your genuine product in Beijing at 10 a.m. and you scan it again in Shanghai at 11 a.m., there is no possible way your product have moved that fast. So the second one have to be a copy of the previous one. It works well, but the problem is, in average, 4% of your users will check, will scan. So if you could remove 4% of the counterfeits, that's great. But with this technology, no matter how you look at it, you need at least 2 points of data to compare. This is the first one. And the second one, they are too far away in time and in space, so it's fake. So it means only 0.16% of the counterfeits can be defeated that way. So recently, and I'm going to end on that, we have seen a new wave of anti-counterfeit AI. Here I'll name a few. Quality inspection AI. This is really cool technology. With a smartphone, you take a picture of your product's label, and they will analyze the quality of the print, the finesse of the print, the quality of the finition, and it will say, yes, it looks genuine, or no, it's fake. The only problem with that is, if the counterfeiter take enough time, maybe 6 months, they will eventually get the printing right, perfectly right, and fool your AI. So after a bit of work, they can pass the thing.
Okay, can we end there? Because we really, I'm getting a lot of pressure from up top there.
All right, it's my last slide. Okay. So now you have modern technologies with the last wave of anti-counterfeit AI, which SciFim is part of. It's actually microstructure analysis AI. With the smartphone, we will analyze in deep the microstructure of the product, pretty much like retina scan for your brand. And we'll be able to analyze the microstructure, the fingerprint, the retina of your product, and tell if it's genuine or fake. SciFim is not the only AI who can do that, but that's the latest advance of AI who can help you in China.
Thank you.
That's it.
Okay. Thanks very much.